So there's this game you can play with money. Man, and it is a fun game. See, here's what you do is you take your bank account. So let's say you take your bank account. Let's say you've got $100,000 in that bank account. And that seems pretty good. That's a checking account, 100 grand in it. And let's say that you turn around and you go to someone and say, hey, can I borrow or get $10,000 from you? And they say, well, what do you need it for? Strictly an emergency medical situation. I don't have any other way to pay for it. And I just need this 10 grand. And they give you the $10,000. And now that goes into your bank account. You have $110,000. So that 110, that 10,000, that's only for emergency medical expenses, but it's been put all into the same dish. Here's a better way to explain it. Let's say that you're having a keg party and you decide to add more beer to the keg. So you go to the bar, you get a full keg, except it doesn't feel really full. So you add more beer to that, but you have your buddy pay for that. Hey, listen, I got the keg. It doesn't feel really full. Will you pay to have it filled? Yep. But your buddy says, but I want that to be my beer. Okay, so the beer we're adding now, that's going to be your beer. Yep, I want that to be my beer. Got it. So you go, you get the keg filled with more beer. It's a little bit heavier. You walk out. You take that to the party. How is it then that that's your buddy's beer? It's all mixed together. This is a game Washington, D.C. plays all the time. And they're playing it again when it comes to FEMA relief. And what I want to concentrate on here is the way we allow them to play this game with money. It's not something we should allow them to do, but we continue to allow it. I'll show what I mean here in a second after I avail you of an opportunity to make sure that these games are not affecting your retirement. The closer you are to retirement, here's a better way to explain this. Like if you're close to retirement, let me explain the financial system you're in right now. In good times, 15 years ago, 5, 10, 15 years ago, decent times, when you set up a retirement account, you could do some buy and hold. Hey, let's buy the stock market. It tends to go up in these multiples. And let's have some land investments. And let's do a little bit of futures, but not much. You could do that. You could set up a 401k and have it kind of operate that way. Why? Because you're in calm waters. So at that point, if you think of your retirement as a raft, who cares? Lay back, play some Leonard Skinner. Freebird's a great song. Drink some brewskis as you float down the river. Don't drink, will you? I mean, have a designated rafter. But when you start hitting the Class 2 rapids, you best pay attention. Class 3, you better have hands on. Class 4, if you're not on the oars, you're in trouble. Class 5, you're dead. What is our economy like these days? Is it Leonard Skinner, Freebird, brewskis laying back on a warm, sunny day, floating down the river, listening to the kids have fun? Or is it Class 5 rapids? Your retirement account was probably not set up for Class 5 rapids, but that's what we're in. So here's what you can do with Zach Abraham. Make him a river guide. Okay, try him out first. Get a copy of his Common Sense Investing Guide. It's his work. It's Bulwark Capital Management. It's updated for these times. Read it. He'll show you how they achieve risk management. They'll show you how they manage every portfolio actively, how that can help reduce risk and volatility. It can do that. And then make a decision. Go do what Zach does on your own or hire him as a river guide. Okay, call 866-779-RISK and ask for a copy of Bulwark Capital Management's Common Sense Investing Guide, or just go to knowyourriskradio.com. That's KNOW, knowyourriskradio.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. Any references to performance of securities are thought to be materially accurate, and actual performance may differ. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 24308.
We played this earlier this week, but I want to look at this from a different perspective. Alejandro Mayorkas, the impeached but not convicted boss man of the DHS, is very comfortable saying both of these things months apart. Are you comfortable doing this? Months apart. Your boss comes to you, hey, how are we set up for shipping next week? I know we've got a product coming out. We have everything we need, boss. 100% solid. Can't wait to get this product out. It's going to change the world. We're solid. And then 60 days later, the boss comes along and says, okay, shipping is happening tomorrow. How you set? I don't have enough money. What? I'm out of money. I don't have none. Are you equally comfortable saying both of those things in a short period of time, back to back. Most people aren't. Mayorkas is. Let's watch this together.
FEMA is tremendously prepared. This is what we do. This is what they do. And the key here, Rebecca, is also to make sure that the communities who are potentially impacted are prepared as well. And it's not just hurricanes and wildfires, also extreme heat, which certainly some parts of the United States are already experiencing.
Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas sounding the alarm on FEMA funding right after the devastation of Hurricane Helene. Listen.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
This all comes as the Biden-Harris administration spent over $1 billion from a FEMA program on services for migrants.
Here's an idea. Maybe change your budget. I mean, it's a thought. Now, I'm telling you that this is me. I got to change some of my spending habits. My wife sat me down the other day and said, I don't think you have any idea how much food costs. Oh, what are you talking about? I buy food all the time. No, you buy supplements. You buy protein supplements, and they're stinking expensive. I don't think you know how much groceries have gone up. No, of course I do, because I have podcasts and radio shows. I talk about this. You talk about it, you don't shop. So I've been buying cash. I've been paying cash at stores. So, and she's right. I go buy a bunch of supplements. The other day, I took in $20 into a convenience store. I know convenience stores are ripoffs. I know this. And I walk into the convenience store. I've got $20. And like today, if you're watching the video version of the show, I'm drinking a Monster soda. I forgot Bone Frog coffee. I don't drink other coffees. So yeah, I'm having a Monster soda. This thing's $2. No, it's not. It's like $3, $2.69. I go to the convenience store. I've got $20 and I get a Monster soda, a couple of protein bars. And because I'm having that stuff, gum. I go to the register and this is in North Idaho. And I got $20. The lady looks at me, $21.69. What? What are you talking about? You're high. Nope, it's $21.69. I was like a 11-year-old digging in my pockets. Then I realized I got to put something back. Do you know when's the last time you did it? I'm sorry, I have to put something back. I can't afford the gum. So I didn't get enough gum that day. That was humiliating. And that's been the problem, man. Scanning that Amex. Bought it, baby. But see, I can't afford to go bankrupt. Mayorkas can. So just this maybe idea, maybe change your budget. Maybe go and say, hey, you know what? We can't afford to give illegal immigrants free flights from California to Texas at $150,000 per pop because we have people who are dying in hurricanes. Maybe put that program back, like I put the gum back. But no, Alejandro Mayorkas, the impeached but not convicted, utterly corrupt in every way, shape, matter, idea, faction, or form. He's saying, I want my gum and my protein bars and my beer and my champagne and my lobster. And he gets it. That's the key difference. As this all goes on, they've found money to launch a disinformation response program specifically to the hurricanes. They found that money. This would be me, like me going home and my wife saying, hey, I was looking at the Amex. You went and bought more supplements, $21.69 worth of stuff. Where'd you get that money? From a friend? Where are they getting this money? They're getting it by force. But taxes are what we agreed to pay as a society. Right. with any budget. But wait a minute, we don't do budgets in Congress anymore. You don't have a budget. You have things that always, always go up. Now, let me ask you a very simple question. Is there anything that can always go up and not one day splat down? No. So one day the splat will come. How do you deal with this and still have hope? Because God wins. You have hope because God wins. And because he's told us, the sparrows in the field, they don't worry about what they wear. Don't you worry about it. God's going to provide us what we need. Sometimes God needs to push us into a corner where we only get what we need because we're not being good stewards of what we have. We're going to be pushed into that corner as a country because of what the boss men and ladies are doing. So let us now give thanks for what God has provided us and be extra good stewards of it, because the people in government, they won't be.